I have. Now, under the advice of some of my friends, I decided that I'm going to wait to see the production kit, the production version of the kit, before really having a judgment overall of the kit. Okay, so I know I put up a lot of posts on how, yeah, mine is great. Well, mine's also pre-production. Mine also has the hands of somebody who is not too bad with long shots. I can't say I'm the best. I can't say I'm the worst. But I can say that, okay, I'm pretty good. It has a custom barrel on it because the darts I use are generally thinner diameter than 12.7, but it shows how easy you can take this or any kit and customize it. One person that put a custom barrel on a blaster recently has done a really dynamite job. Alan Torbino in his number 300 Longshot is also brass barrel, aluminum barrels, and has a Merlin on it. Yeah, he made his own Merlin. He was one of the first people to do it. This is also Merlin compatible, but putting an insert here and putting it out there. But I decided, okay, this is not pro, this is not for, this is not against, this is just, let me show you this Longshot. And many people have opinions about the Omega kit, that it's great or it's not getting the speed that they really want, or it is doing great. This may also help you kind of tune it up as well. Now me, I'm neutral. I'm not for or against Jet. I do like this kit personally. This particular kit. Okay, personally. Okay. Alright. So, let's see here. First thing we're going to do is, of course, take off the shell. I'm using a standard blue Longshot shell here. Yep. No frills, just standard blue Longshot shell. And I'm trying out Aldos's head cam because, your guy gave it to me and I wanted to show it in a video for its use. It's not just good for shooting in wars, it's also good for shooting videos. And of course the last two screws and the first two screws on a Longshot I ever take out are the two rear screws where the trigger catch is. Very important. Okay? Very important. How is it? It's actually pretty comfortable when I'm not running around with it at the moment. So we'll see when things heat up. Will I run out of breath? Will I get asphyxiated? My head get dizzy like it normally does. Okay, so here it is. Right here. It's got the Delrin catch. I'm using a Turf Longshot spring there. You can see it's a little rougher of a texture because it's sandblasted. But I like that. It gives it a distinct character to it. Personally, I like this finish a lot. Let's take out the tube. And as you can see, I'm using NBR rings. Somebody yesterday asked me, okay, what does NBR stand for? And I was like, oh God, off the top of my head, I always misspell it. It's nitrile butylene rubber. It's basically a chemical resistant rubber, is what it is. And it tends, and for some jobs, it tends to hold up better. It usually is notorious a little slower than silicone for the same ring, but it also is a little more rugged. Okay, so here we are. Okay, as you can see, it's not that much different, except for this up here. Swan barrel. That's right. It's made from an Omni kit post. Has 1730 seconds on the inside. It is silicone here, but that can be taken out. And it's brass all the way here. Then it has a piece of 9/16 here that makes an ultra-edge port. I have a quiz on Death by Nerf Blaster. What was the first ever Swan barrel ever put on Blaster? Go ahead and answer that. But I will tell you the big reason Swan barrel was invented. Vibration. Vibration. It wasn't this blaster. But go ahead. Try to answer that. We're going to take this out of the tube, as so. You can see the sandblasting. It's rough looking, but it has a texture to it. I like I kind of wish they did do this. They said they were going to get rid of this. I kind of wish they did do this. Okay. As you can see, not a lot different than yours. Well, one big exception. I'm using an Alpha Kit ring. MBR ring. Yep. I'm using the Alpha ring. The inside of the tube, you can see there's a lot of grease in there. A lot of silicone grease. I wouldn't have it any other way. But very, very smooth. Very nicely machined. Mine is. Okay. I don't have the padding on the back here. I really don't want it anyway. I kind of don't like putting padding on stuff. So let's see. So here is the disassembly, the two-piece catch. Watch this. Oh, that's cool. That is so cool. I just took out the 18.5 Longshot American Turf spring out of here. And right now, we're going to throw this in here. But first, let's take this apart. Okay, for example, you can see there's a screw here. Not a nub nut, a screw. The threads go really deep in here. I heard on the production model they weren't going to do that. And you take this out. You can see a little bit of the ring getting eaten, just a little. However, it's still doing really good. I did grind it here to give it a little better feeding. And it doesn't feed any better or worse, but it does feel smoother. I will say that. Just a little here, right here. Yeah, that's it. And you can see the pad back here so that it hits these two fingers evenly, so that the weight of the shock is more evenly distributed. Here is the plunger head O-ring right here. There's another O-ring in here that goes between here and here that's also in here. Okay. So there it is, right there. There's that, there's that. That locks in here, and that's stopped by the dart gate right up here. I love the fact that this has a lock to it. Okay, so let us see here. So I wanted to show you that real quick. Now let's take out Big Red Turf Spring 18.5. As you guys know, I love 18.5 springs, and it's even longer than the Sweet 16. It's even longer. They added about a 1/4 inch to the length. As you know, I hand sand all of my springs, regardless if it has, if it's a ground end spring or not. I'm gonna put this in here, as so. Good size. Oh, look at that fit, right inside the ring there. It fits right inside here. You know, I may not even need this tape standoff actually. Oh, it fits right in there. Oh, nice. Well, we'll keep the tape standoff because that helps it be more stable. This was a problem I fixed with the Chronomag. If you remember, at first it wasn't feeding because the spring was dancing, so I had to put in an inner spring guide. That's where this idea came from. Okay, so bottom is the one without threads. You push the spring down, which could be hard if you're using a really big spring assembly. Boom. Just like that. Ah. It doesn't go flying off like that just did. Huh. Give me a second. Oh boy. So there it is right there. Now when you're pushing this down, you want to make sure that this doesn't go flying off. Okay, so put it down like so, like this, into there, and then take this side right here, like this. Okay, push it down into there. Simple. See, I like this system. I like it a lot. I do wish, okay, one thing I do wish is that it had a rim here, and it had a rim, I would say, like here, but on this part of the return and that, like a partial rim, like boom, and then boom, and you would have a little bit of open there and there so you can get it in. I wish it had that, because it would keep the spring from dancing a bit, but not really a big concern, and that's the other reason why it has I put an inner spring guide on mine. It makes it so that the spring doesn't dance around as much, but there it is. There's a Turf 18.5 in an Omega. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to take this tube right here. I'm going to put a little bit of grease. I'm very liberal with the grease, as you guys know. And the reason is because I want my blaster to not dry up. There's nothing worse than drying out your rings, especially on a really high performance. I make sure that that is freely moving, that the ring's not caught up in anything. Alphas, it tends to do it more than this. This one actually, I like it. It doesn't bind. It doesn't bind up to the wall as easy, you know. Alpha kit, you have to, well, like you have to screw it on by holding the head, not holding the shaft, and screw it on. And you have to make sure that that ring is on it. But this seems to work pretty well. We learned a lot from the first one, and they implemented it in the second one, which is the Omega, and wow, yeah. So get it into the threads, twist it on as so. We gotta take this like this, make this flush to this. So I'm gonna take this excess grease and put it around, which that's going to go into my plunger cup, which is good. A plunger cup ring. And I push it in like this. And when I'm pushing it, I'm holding it by the two outside edges, just like that. Push it in, there it is. Now all I got to do is screw it all back together and test fire it, which I can't test fire outside, but I can test fire inside. Let's see here. So, this is a Omega kit with a Swan 14-inch barrel, and an 18.5 red. About as fast I think this thing is going to get with an 18.5. It pulled a 307. Wow. Nice. Very nice. That's pretty good for 14-inch. 16-inch I've seen really high velocities. And with a bigger dump I've seen really high velocities. But a blaster that can do with a good barrel assembly can do like 300s, with an okay barrel assembly can do 270, 280. Pretty good. I don't know how well the current incarnation of the Omega kit, like the production one, compares to this one. But I can tell you that really the major changes I saw personally with my pre-production kit was the seals. I changed the seals for the MBR seals rather than silicone, and there were seals that didn't fit so tight on there, and of course the barrel, because I'm using thinner gauge foam. I'm using a brass barrel, Swan barrel. 307 out of a blaster that I can prime with the bolts. Not bad. It's actually fairly easy to prime, you know. So, and it's got a very good air seal. Mine does anyway. You know. So I can hold it like this, like that, and just kind of, yeah. So that's basically it. I'll have to either see someone else's Omega kit, or maybe they'll send me one, who knows, the new production one. But as for this one, I like this one. It is a little more subtle to Big Blue, but Big Blue tends to be balls to the wall, out of control speed. It's fast. It's very fast. I have gotten to very long ranges with it. Like, I've hit people portal to portal in like an Armageddon game, 240 feet away. I've done it. Okay, but the dart prediction isn't as predictable. Even when you try to throw a Merlin or a Swan on it, it's just going so fast. This, a little more in control. It has a little bit of a shorter barrel, not as much acceleration to it, but I really think this is a really nice, this particular blaster is really nice combat long shot. But we'll see. The Saturday Ave War, we'll see what happens. So until next time, this is Chris Cartaya saying, don't you go changing, or I'll find you. To do.